Hello friends, today we're going back to the year 2000 to revisit an old classic, the very first Smackdown game. Let's let this opening ride here. Let you guys enjoy this. The year 2000 is probably my favorite year in WWE. There's so much going on and so many people just became prominent during this time and really elevated their game. Stone Cold Steve Austin was out at the beginning of the year, and he missed a good chunk of that year due to injury. But you got to see guys like Triple H and The Rock and Kurt Angle just really elevate their game and become just, fixtures in the company. Not only that, but just the mid-card, all the great tag teams at this time. This was peak WWE to me. And this was during a time where they had firmly taken control in the Monday Night Wars. They were just kicking WCW's ass at this point, and for good reason. I mean, you take a look at that opening, and you see just all the talent and stars in their prime that they had. So, yeah, pretty cool opening. I mean, it gets you hyped for the game, and it's certainly better than, no opening that you get with wrestling games today. So let's load up into the main screen and see what kind of modes we got going on here. Oop, have my memory card in the wrong slot. That's okay. Alright, so yeah, here's the main screen. And pretty good variety of options to go from. We got create a pay-per-view here. You can set up your own matches. We'll look into that later. I know many people like create a pay-per-view. Season mode. What can be said about season mode that hasn't already been said? That would become a fixture in the series for years to come. Create a superstar. Most innovative mode, probably. So many options. Belt record. You can see the belt record, which we'll get into in a little bit. That's pretty cool. Even got a ranking system where you can see the ranking list of all the superstars on the roster. And then your options where you can set the difficulty and whatnot. So we'll go into the exhibition, and wow, look at all the match types here. Handicap, Battle Royal, Royal Rumble, King of the Ring Tournament, Hardcore, Falls Count Anywhere, Cage Match, Survival Match, Special Referee, I Quit. Some of these matches you don't even have in new games, so it's cool to have in here. I think we'll just do a singles match here. Get a look at the gameplay. You can do no manager with a manager. This is a cool roster. I think I'm going to take, I'm going to go with The Rock. Now, The Rock and Stone Cold were the two top baby faces in the company during this time. I was always more of a Rock guy. When Rock and Austin would clash, at Mania 17, 15, I was always rooting for The Rock. So here you can set a bunch of rules. You can even pick different arenas, which will be handy for, create a pay-per-view and stuff, because you can even choose different ring mats to match your Titantron. This will be fun. The entrances. You just get the Superstars movie, and then the superstar will emerge and walk out. And how do the character models look to you guys? Keep in mind, this was the first Smackdown game on the PlayStation 1 in the year 2000. You get some eyebrow action, the people's eyebrow. You don't see them enter the ring, they just do a little strut down. Now, Stone Cold's character model looks pretty funny to me. He looks very boxy, his face is really scrunched up looking. But I mean, you can tell it's Stone Cold, right? So you can make out who the wrestlers are. Which I guess at this point in the year 2000, first SmackDown game, I guess that's all that really matters. But here we go, the gameplay. Oh, so you got a moving crowd, 2D moving crowd. All things considered, they don't look too bad. You got various signs in the crowd that match your superstars in the ring, so that's cool. The shadows aren't perfect by any means, but they are there in the ring. Stage looks good in the background. Visually, this game looks alright to me. As for the gameplay, yeah, it is very fast-paced, more arcadey style, as opposed to today's simulation style. Which, this is fun. I like this kind of quick-paced style. It's very fun when you get multiplayer in there. You play with 2 to 4 players. Nice counter. I still got it, baby. It may have been a while since I played this, but oof, I still got it. Probably logged so many hours into this game as a kid. Everything looks pretty good. I mean, sure, it shows its age because it's, you know, from a console that's, jeez, 4 generations ago now. I am a geezer. I like how the turnbuckles and the ring rope shake when you throw an opponent into them. Even got little camera flashes going on in the crowd. So the presentation for this, yeah, there's no commentary. That would be a little bit much to ask at the time. But, you know, you got some music going on in the background. You got sound effects from the superstars in the ring. It sounds like there's a lot going on even without the commentary, which is a good thing. You know, we saw when they first put commentary into the game in Smackdown Just Bring It on the PS2 how bad it could be, so no commentary is kind of a good thing. If you're going to have it be lousy, you might as well just not have it at all. Eye rake from Stone Cold. A couple of them. Man, this brings back great memories playing this. Nice suplex by Austin there. I guess I'm going to be your little commentator for this matchup. Give him an eye rake, taste of his own medicine, People's DDT. Alright, I got a finisher charged up, and let's hit this People's Elbow. He actually takes off his elbow pad, throws it into the crowd, and this animation is really good. That looked really good. That People's Elbow looked electrifying. Go for the cover. You get the victory over Steve Austin. After the match, you get a victory animation, which also looks really good. Even see The Rock on the Titantron in the background, which is a nice touch. I think the whole match was on there too. So between the entrances and the in-ring fiasco, I like the presentation quite a bit. I think it gets a 10 out of 10 from me for the time. You know, the SmackDown series has always really nailed that. Let's look at create a pay-per-view here. You can set up your own matches and see the audience ranking. So when you put together a pay-per-view, you're able to see feedback for it, which is really cool. You see here, this will be all the shows that you put together, and they'll be rated based on the superstars in the match and the match type and stuff, and you can kind of compare your showings that way, which is really cool. You can even keep a record of the best matches that you've had. This is just default here. But I think that's really cool. This is essentially like your own little universe mode, where you can create a show and name it anything you want, customize the ring to a degree, and the entrance stage. I like this. This is a really cool feature here. I like that you get audience feedback, so you can kind of compete with your friends if you wanted to see who can put on the best shows. It's a very primitive GM mode. You can even put titles on the line and keep track with the ranking systems and the title holder history menu that you have. Very cool stuff for the time. Here's the ranking list where it shows you where all the superstars currently stand, and this changes based on wins and losses. To qualify for certain championship belts, you need to meet certain rank criteria, being in the top 5 for the WWF title or the top 10 for the Intercontinental title, and so on. So that ranking system and the belt record is really cool to see in here. But the season mode. Let's check this out. Now you'll see two different options, the preseason and the season. The preseason, if you have a created superstar, you can load them in there and go through a full year of just developmental and house shows and whatnot. But it also is cool because you can forge different alliances and enemies through various cutscenes where superstars that you forge relationships with will play a factor in the season mode. Very cool stuff. We'll just go right into the season mode and see what happens after a week. Maybe we'll get a cutscene to trigger. I'm not sure. So here you can enter in up to 4 players into a season mode, which I think is really cool. You can play with, your buddies. Maybe do a little tag team action, or just be 4 guys and do your own thing. And I like this a lot. Even today, me and my friends like to get together and do some universe mode. So having this option here in the year 2000, I think, was very, very cool. So April 2000, we got a little house show action going on. I'm playing as Kane, as you saw. One of my favorite eras of Kane, before he really started talking. So there you see all the title holders. You got your ranking system, which is the same as the ranking system we saw on the previous main screen menu. And you get a list of all the matches on the card for that night. Let's see, where are we? Ooh, we got Chris Jericho in a Falls Count Anywhere match. That'll be fun. I'm gonna play that one. So you can skip the match, and you'll get an audience feedback rating for the match, 8.6%. We'll just skip these until we get to our match. See if we can put on a better match than these other ones. This is a good opportunity to get a look at a different game mode here. Or a different match type, I should say. Here you see the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla. IC champ Chris Jericho. Now this is a non-title match. I wonder if it was a championship match, if he would walk out with the IC title around his waist. There he is, the Big Red Machine. I love this era of Kane. I was such a huge Kane fan. And we start off backstage in the kitchen. There's a few different backstage arenas in this, and I think there's the kitchen, the boiler room, I believe the parking lot. And just a guitar spawns here in the kitchen. That's funny. I just love these games. I love the, it's just fun. It's fun that a guitar would spawn in the kitchen, you know? So a cool thing about these background environments, as I start playing Jericho the Blues on that guitar, the background environments are, you can interact with. Like if you Irish whip your opponents into them, which I'll try to do in a little bit here, you can get things to happen. You know, I Irish whip them into a stove, it starts a little bit of fire. And we're just doing battle on top of this prep table here in the middle of the kitchen. I miss these fun backstage environments. You'll see under your superstar's name in the top of the screen, you get a little momentum bar. And when that fills up, you get a finisher. There is no limb damage indicators at this time. That wouldn't be a feature we'd see for years to come. But I do think it's interesting. A lot of these animations you will see reused for years, even up to the Just Bring It games. Just goes to show you how cool and innovative this game was for its time. I remember in the trailers for the first Smackdown game, they had Kane in the kitchen, and when he did that taunt that I did in the corner there, he made all the stoves shoot up in flames, trying to do it there. scoop slam right on the ground, right on the tiling. This is awesome. I'm having so much fun playing this. There we go, we got some water going up from the dishwasher there. From the sinks. You just have a lot of fun messing around back here. Ooh, I love it. It's so crazy to think that in just 2 years' time, we'd get Smackdown Shut Your Mouth, and just what a huge, huge improvement and upgrade in every possible area that game was. To this day, I think Shut Your Mouth is just a masterpiece, well ahead of its time, probably my favorite game in the series. You see a watermelon just fell out of that cooler there when I Irish whipped Chris Jericho into it, so of course I'm going to pick it up and beat his ass with it. Why would I not do that? So to do a finisher on an opponent, they need to be groggy, or you need to be in the, position required for... Whoa, Jericho just no-selling that chokeslam. Did you see that? Unfortunately, in this kind of arcade, fast-paced style, you'll get that a lot. Your opponents won't stay down on the ground for long. You have very short windows of opportunity to strike, and I kind of like that. And when your opponent is groggy, they're only groggy for a split second, so you don't have all the time in the world to hit your finisher. In my last match, when I was The Rock against Stone Cold Steve Austin, the people's elbow, when your opponent's just lying prone on the ground, is a lot easier to hit, in my opinion, than a lot of other ones. And heaven forbid you have a swanton bomb or top rope finisher where you need your opponent to be on the ground for long enough for you to climb the top rope and get them. Little taunt off there. I love all the move animations in this. They look good. This game was really needed on the PlayStation because Warzone and Attitude, the acclaimed WWF games, I played them and I liked them, but they were my only option, and I didn't know how good things could be on the PlayStation system until the Smackdown series came. Just elevated the genre, I guess, if you want to call it that, to new heights. There is no looking back. I gotta be careful here. Jericho's getting close to getting his finisher. Yeah, that's vintage Kane and The Undertaker there. Alright, we both got finishers. This is where it gets dangerous. I didn't expect to be having a hardcore classic here. Damn near just lost the match there. Missed my chance to hit that chokeslam there. Here we go. That's more like a face slam. Jericho again no-sells the chokeslam. Oh, man. What's it going to take to beat this guy? I just wanted to show a little bit of false count anywhere gameplay, but now I'm invested. I can't lose. I don't want to lose. I don't want Jericho to get the best of me. There we go. See if we can get the pinfall off of just a little power move. Nope, not even a 1 count. Jericho came to fight. We gotta watch out, we're in trouble. Here we go. Scoop slam. We're going over on a scoop slam. Hey, we are, it worked. Maybe Kane's got a new finisher in the works. This is fun. You still get a winning animation in the ring, even if you had a backstage false count anywhere match. That's funny. Hey, wow, that was kind of broke a sweat playing that one. But it was fun. Gameplay is super fun in this. Hey, look at that, 10.8 audience rating. That was the highest on the card so far, I believe. So that's it for that house show. Now we're moving on to the next one. I was hoping we get some kind of backstage interaction, but I think you get the point of what season mode is. Let me know if you want to see me do a season mode for this in the near future. I would definitely be down to do that if people were interested. But yeah, guys, that's the first Smackdown game. What do you think? I think it aged pretty well. It certainly shows its age a little bit, but all things considered, this was a hell of a game, and it's still fun today. And that's the telltale sign of a good game. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time on the lab.